Welcome back to the Oakland Basketball Notebook. My name is Neal Ruhl, the voice of the Golden Grizzlies. Today, we're joined by Dan Oladapo, a man who quietly is having one of the very best seasons for big men in the Horizon League. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, Dan, I do want to get this out there kind of on a personal note because people have heard me say this, refer to you as quote, boogie during the broadcast. So before we talk about being a big man in the Horizon League, let everybody know, Dan, where did you get the nickname Boogie from?
Uh, I got it from my hometown, PG County, Maryland. I had what's it called? I went to a little rec league, or I guess you could call it like one of those those men's league in the summer, where everybody just pops out. And I had did a move between the leg crossover, and I had made somebody fall, and the announcer was like, "This kid could boogie." So like after the game, all the kids ran up to me and just started calling me Boogie and stuff like that. So after then it just stuck. And then it's short for Bug. So when people see me, they say Bug. Just know it stands for Boogie. So that's where it came from. It came from back home.
Yeah, crossing people over, man. Getting your announcer to call you Boogie and all that kind of stuff. So I roll with it too, man. That's what I do. But we're talking Dan Oladapo, and Dan, I did want to pick up, as far as the season you're having. I mean, you're second in the Horizon League in field goal percentage, right up there with Loud and Love. You're amongst the leaders in rebounders. For whatever reason, maybe your name isn't talked about as much as maybe the Loud and Loves or some of the other big men in the Horizon League, but the numbers you put up are solid. You've steadily increased your game. You've steadily increased your output as the season's gone on. You just go about your business, don't you?
Yeah, and I don't really worry about whether my name's talked about or not. I know what I could do on the basketball floor. I know I'm one of the best players in the league. So I don't really care for headlines.
Yeah, no question about it. But your guys' season this year, it really has coincided with your play. The beginning maybe a little choppy, maybe a little uneven, but lots of teams in the country were that way. As you really seem to find your rhythm in league play, and you really exploded in that series at UIC. Double doubles have been the norm ever since then. As you go, kind of this team seems to go. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I've been slagging on double doubles lately, but that's gonna get back up. But like you said, yeah, like once the season just got going, everybody just started to develop their game and just got better. Obviously, like our win and losses don't say it or like talk, show it, but I think this team's heading in the right direction. As long as everybody just stay focused, keep their mind on one goal, and that's winning. I think we're going to be straight.
Dan, when you look at it too, and you've really taken the freshmen under your wing. We've talked about that in the past, and we've had Trey on here before. We've had Mike on here before, and they said as much that you've kind of, taken on that father figure role, I guess you would say, for the young freshmen. I think sometimes, and I'm curious to see if you guys feel this way too as players, because I think fans sometimes forget. I mean, even me, sometimes I forget as well too. When you have freshmen and you have freshmen in your lineup, in your starting lineup, you're going to have these peaks, and then the play will fall off, and then it'll rise back up. And we've seen Trey Townsend, and we've seen Micah be so great from time to time that sometimes you forget. Okay, you think that this is that moment, and here we go. But you got to remember, there's a bit of an ebb and flow. You were a freshman one time. Can you confirm that?
I actually was a freshman one time.
Long time ago.
Chipola College, and I won freshman of the year there. So I know how it is. It can be an up and down road, but I always try to tell them to just keep their head on. Whether, they do something bad and Campy's yelling at them, just, don't take the tone of the message, like receive the message, and then he's trying to get you better. He wants you to be the best player you could be. So I just try to tell them that all the time, and they're doing a great job. I think either one of them is going to win, freshman of the year. Hopefully they can bring that to Oakland, but they're great freshmen.
Yeah, they certainly are. And what about that, Dan? Because that we'll wrap it up with this. you do a great job with this. I've heard you say that in the past. I think Jalen Moore is doing a really good job with it. When you look at Coach Campy and that Coach Campy dynamic, and you say kind of separate the message from the tone, there's almost an art to that, right? It takes a second to get used to, but I mean, you're big on it. I'll see you come to camp. You know, he's heated or whatever. You'll put your arm around him. He'll put his arm around you. You guys figure things out. I've seen Jalen Moore do the exact same thing as well. There's almost an art form to that, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. You know, last year it wasn't like that with me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It just wasn't like that. But like this year, you know, like our relationship grew. So you know, he understands me and I understand him. So I think once Micah and Trey, you know, get into their sophomore year and like already going through this year, already knowing like how he is, I think they'll you know understand him better, and, you know, be able to be coached better.
Well, Boog, certainly, we always do appreciate the time, man. You're one of the linchpins of the program. Sometimes you don't get maybe the headlines you deserve, but I see it. I'm around it every day. I certainly see it, and we'll talk again soon, man. March Madness is coming up.
Coming up, can't wait, man. Thanks, Neal.